People always say that televised poker should be played for the highest of stakes. People always say that televised poker should feature only the most skilled pros. People always say that televised poker should have a competent and knowledgeable host. Well, to those people, we say, nay.
Live from the Gardens Casino in Los Angeles, it's Poker Night Live. Tonight, comedy icon Jason Alexander. From the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Kevin Pollak. Music mogul Shelli Azoff. Main event champ Scott Blumstein. The poker brat himself, Phil Hellmuth Jr. And your host, Joe Stapleton.
Thank you, Tiffany Michelle. Hello, my babies, and welcome to Poker Night Live. I am Joe Stapleton. I have no acting credits, no World Series of Poker bracelets. Usually I commentate on poker, but now I'm down on the felt playing with my own money to make sure we get all the entertainment we can from poker champs and people way more famous than me, all of whom I am nearly cripplingly intimidated by. If you hear a voice in the sky, that's my boy Jesse Abramowitz in the commentary booth. Say hi, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Obviously, I won't be able to hear a word he says tonight. We're lucky enough to be joined by the regulars in Kevin Pollak's home game, everyone except for Phil Hellmuth Jr., but we decided to let him play anyway. We are playing Texas Hold'em tonight. The buy-in is $500. We're playing in a 5-5 game. Now, traditionally, this is the point where someone would say, shuffle up and deal. However, I didn't get to be on channel 878 by not coming up with my own catchphrases. So, Dealer Elias, please mix up all the cards and hand them out to the players.
Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Wow.
Excellent.
More room.
I have a question. I
fit on a hand.
have a question for you, Kevin.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I heard you started playing poker when you were 10 years old.
It's true. 10 years old. So, my cousin Randy Zucker in San Mateo, California. I know that you know the Bay Area well. I was born in San Francisco, raised in the San Jose. So I'm 10 years old, and my cousin Randy, who's been my bookie for 35 years, although that's not what he does professionally.
Plus, Kevin's 45, so he started booking at 10 years old also.
Yeah. My cousin Randy comes home one night, and his arms are filled with items. I can only describe them as saying, it looked like he'd come from a garage sale, but I myself had not been to a garage sale at 10. I'm just trying to describe the visual for you. He's got items in his arms and hands. And so I said, what is all that? And he said, I was playing poker with my friends. And I said, okay, what is all that? And he said, they ran out of money. He had their possessions. And as a 10-year-old, I said, teach me how to play poker. And so, yeah, 50 years now.
How
My
many
favorite thing in life.
How many possessions have you ended up with?
15. Over the years?
Yeah.
I would say a few.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
You've collected things rather than money from gambling debts.
On occasion, a thing will be taken.
That's why he keeps moving.
Yeah.
Too many things.
Bigger
Did you
houses.
just show your
It's like
cards,
an
Phil?
episode of Hoarders and all.
I had an ace-7.
You showed an ace.
Yeah, I showed an ace.
Kevin, do you know how I was introduced to poker?
Please, let's go around the table.
You. There was a Comedy Central show like 20 years ago.
The real deal.
Yeah, with you and John Campanera.
Yes.
And Robert Wool.
Yes.
And
Lake Tahoe.
yeah, I was like, I'm sorry to date you, but I was like 12, 13 years old, and Comedy Central was a brand new thing, and I watched you and a bunch of comedians playing poker and smoking cigars, and I fell in love with poker and comedy
Right.
at the same time. And there was, you told this hilarious story making fun of
One
Robert
you're good at
Wool.
and one you're not.
Thank you, I'll take that. Whichever way you mean it is totally fine with me. 20's the bet, okay? I am going to fold.
Good at comedy. I'm not
Thank
sure
you.
you have any poker skills.
That's right, yet to be seen if I have any poker skills.
We'll find out.
So far, I'm only down $10. Now, not only does Kevin Pollak steal the blinds, did that happen? Did you steal the blinds?
Stole the blood.
Well,
Wow.
you all folded. If you want to call that stealing the blinds, it's fine by me.
No, that's also fun because I wrote this yesterday. Not only does he steal the blinds, he also steals scenes.
Oh, man.
Check out this clip from the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Wow.
Wow.
Take this for Rosie.
No, really, boy.
When was the last time you came home with a gift for your wife?
Fairly recently.
Take it.
Fine, fine, but
What are
here's
you,
some...
crazy? Your money's no good here.
Right, now, that's very nice of you, but this is your business.
Oh, no, I wouldn't hear of it.
Well, thank you for the coat, Marsh.
So The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel turns out won a Golden Globe, and also it was praised by the Jerusalem Times for its well-done Jewishness. More importantly, our commentator, Jesse Abramowitz,
Oh, boy.
said it was mad good.
Mad good. Yeah, and I saw a tweet from Andy Richter that said, I'm watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and it's fantastic, but man, they make it look hard to be Jewish.
So much
Oh,
effort.
Phil, out of position with a pretty decent hand.
Under the gun race.
No, I'm concerned about this call.
Yeah, I know.
I think I got to knit it up already.
Get in there.
Exactly.
I just want to find out if Rachel Brosnahan is single.
She's
Did
not.
you knit it up? I had
she's
ace
not-
jack.
I had ace nine. What a laydown.
Oh, that's a really good fold. I should have made it 15.
Well done.
You would have got a call.
Yeah.
She is not. I will give her your best.
Thank you. Yes. Well, I honestly watched the whole series in about a day and a half because the
It's a
stand-up.
good binger.
Yeah, the stand-up comedy aspect of it, I just found fascinating. Did you find it to be real? I mean, obviously you weren't coming up in that time, but as far as the struggles of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, 1958. I was just one, so definitely hadn't told my first
And
joke
already
yet.
playing the circuit.
That's right. Yeah, it's written by Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband Dan. She of Gilmore Girls, one of the, I guess, all-time favorites for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You were a Gilmore
15.
Girls fan?
I'm
I
only
was not,
calling
but-
because I have position.
What little of it I've seen, it's really well written.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the writing is
I
just
know.
so phenomenal that they make it real super easy. Okay.
It seems like a really fun set.
Totally,
to be
I'm
honest.
totally bluffing. Yep. I'm totally bluffing. I have to look at something. Don't go away. I know, right? It's a whole shield.
Kevin's bet 20.
Yeah. Oh, I see that.
Just doing it for them out
It's
there
not good
in TV
enough,
land.
Kevin. I took a shot. It's not good enough.
Pick one.
Bluff is
That
good
one.
for the game.
Let's see
I
it.
agree, that one. Yes, we knew that was
King
the
of
king.
diamonds. Kevin, did I hear that you have a guy that lives in your garage just in case a poker game breaks out? Like, do you have a Black Snake Moan
First
style?
of all, it's a guest house.
Okay, so it's not chained to a
Kevin's house doesn't
radiator.
have a garage. He's working up to it.
Okay.
He's been the
He's on
research.
He's on Netflix, Amazon. He's not even on.
Oh, he's killing
on
it.
Amazon.
He's streaming.
He's on
got
Amazon.
that streaming money.
He doesn't have that kind of Netflix money.
J-Mac has been the research producer on my live streaming internet talk show called the Kevin Pollak Chat Show that our very own Jason Alexander has been a guest
I
on.
have indeed. Happily so.
Phil is long overdue.
Come on over.
Yeah,
So he's the research
this left?
producer for that.
Other left.
my right.
A wonderful
Other left.
producer.
You're left.
He might deal the home game. He might also do that.
You're
So
left.
he's more of a Cato Kalin type than an indentured servant.
This way.
The way this was pitched to me was like that he was like almost against his will.
You chop him?
That he was turned into
we
a
allowed
dealer
to
of the
shop?
game?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
When I explained to him what it actually meant,
Gotta raise Phil Hellmuth.
Is he doing all right?
yeah.
Don't let the IRS.
Raise it.
What?
All right, these two are playing
you're
poker
too
over
good.
here.
Oh, a poker hand broke
What's
out.
happening?
If
Who
you
made
don't
the
mind-
raise?
If you don't mind, I gotta get
Scott made
owned
the
by
raise?
Where are we at here?
the GOAT himself.
We're a three bet. A three bet just happened.
You'll take this one, I'll get the next one. I know, I get it. All right.
That's from the big game.
Man, I do have a rebuy, right?
You do have a
Get
rebuy.
in and... All right, all right.
It's cash game. You can
All right,
rebuy
it's
all
too-
night.
I mean, I know. I just.
I mean, I'm Phil Hellmuth. What do you think I have? Nothing?
I understand.
Jacks.
You are Phil Hellmuth.
What
Even.
do you think
bigger.
I have?
Oh,
Clangers.
Just when it looks like I'm messing
I
around.
can't believe it, Vince.
Too good, too good. He said, "Can we chop?" With
No,
two
you
kings?
said that.
What do I do? Did I say that?
Yeah, I did not. Wouldn't. That feels a
I'm
little
trying to give you
angly.
credit.
What did you
Oh.
call?
Legally.
Because it was only down to the two of you. A chop
Yeah,
situation.
chop.
you want to imply that he doesn't have
And I
anything.
asked, "Are we allowed?" Is all I asked, which
But
was
that's
fair.
that's
He
savvy.
opened the
That's
subject.
a savvy move.
And then, of course, because of that, he assumed I was weak and tried to steal my money with a $20 raise.
It's not his first rodeo, Kevin. I don't know.
And then I decided if I race fast, he might think I was weak.
Almost worked.
By the way, I think I should explain this empty seat here. Now, another member of Kevin's home game, Shelli Azoff, is late for the game, and I think it's because she's beginning coaching from Phil.
Dude,
How late is she supposed to be before she passes this test?
I'm telling you, there's this thing called LA traffic.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
Late, Phil, you're late to World Series events. That's in Las Vegas. You can't blame LA traffic.
Wait, do you want to chop?
No, I don't want to chop.
Okay, I haven't looked yet.
I'm gonna do the.
I think
Fill
I
that
lived
right.
21 miles as the crow flies.
Check's good.
From here.
Oh,
And it took
yeah.
2 hours.
Do you even know how to play?
Stape's finally with a playable hand
I
here
do
in
know
the
how to
big
play
blind.
poker. I think. I do have the hand rankings written down behind me. Hopefully I won't need them.
All right. $10.
I fold.
Damn it.
It took you so long.
Oh, shoot.
So 2 pair for
We hope
Blumstein there.
Shelli makes it here because
Oh, she'll make it.
Oh, she'll
I've
She
heard
called
she's
me from
got,
the car to say, you're still in the car too?
Bringing roast beef?
I know.
I know.
Is that her thing? She brings roast beef?
Oh, yeah.
Brisket.
cooked herself, I assume.
Crazy, amazing brisket. Craig, the chef Craig.
What a great callback to Mrs.
Craig?
Basil, the brisket.
Craig.
How do I get in on this
I hear she's
brisket?
on set, getting mic'd up as we speak.
Oh, excellent.
great.
Very good.
Oh.
Maybe have her for segment 2.
I see Shelli. I see Shelli. There's Shelli.
Hi, Shelli.
Now the fun can
Welcome.
start.
Action on Kevin. He's out. Phil makes a 10.
Hellmuth getting hit with the
Call.
deck here.
Button call.
All right, let's see. Can I add a
No,
position? Can I add a
Always
position
power.
3-bet?
I got to.
All right, sure, why not? Let's maybe see a flop for once.
Oh, sure.
There we go.
Man, can I have my cards back?
I raised everybody in. That's what I've been doing lately. Raise them in. Don't raise them out. Raise them in.
Wow.
Check. I don't want to be the person. I know a lot of people want
And that's why you play 3 deuce.
Phil to flip out. I don't want Phil to flip
Yeah.
out ever. I don't
I'll
enjoy
bet
it.
15. Now, you might have a deuce, but I have to bet some.
How lucky.
Phil makes it 15.
Get them, guys.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Really?
I cannot get him.
I'm coming, Phil.
Do you remember at the beginning I said I'm playing with my own money? That wasn't a
You could have
joke.
ace 4. You could have a 3. You could have a deuce. I'm really
Come on,
not
Negrano.
sure.
Come on, babe.
You know?
Check.
Jason checks.
Check. No, I'm checking.
Free river card.
That changes nothing.
That's a beautiful board. Check.
Really?
You don't like that? I should never do that, right, Coach?
Phil's angry with your check.
Yeah, bet
No,
would have been
I'm trying
less
to think
confusing.
What I'm gonna do.
Are we gonna have to?
Let's see. What can he pay me
We
with?
might have to leave this on our first ever cliffhanger for our first ever
What?
What?
can I-
commercial
Come on,
break.
what?
In
All right,
fact,
I'm gonna knit check.
Phil's gonna nit check. We're gonna see a showdown when we get back from break. So sorry about this, guys. I think Phil once said something along the lines of, if it weren't for having to go for commercial, we'd win every Emmy. But unfortunately, we simply have
When
to.
I'm here, I don't win Emmys.
I've heard
Just
that.
get out.
Dang. Back after this.
They're gonna make us wait.
Yeah.
I always play my hardest in every situation, you know, even against my wife, even against my parents. I just like, I mean, you know, it's a bad habit to start soft playing. And I just never did it. I would watch some pros play in a charity tournament and they'd start soft playing. And I thought it was a bad habit. On green, gave me a nice blurb.
Now you got to sit.
Welcome back to Poker Night Live here at the Gardens Casino in Los Angeles, where Shelli Azoff has finally made it, and she's been tweeting about me to Kim and Kanye and the rest of her invitation-only followers. Her account's locked to the public, so it's basically an exclusive group texting chain. Maybe one of these pots you can splash the pot with by letting me into that chat. If I can't
You know what? I
match
could
the bet.
possibly do that.
Yes, I love it. Thank
As long
you.
as I'm winning.
Welcome to the game. Thank you for making it. Now, I realize that this is a cliffhanger for us, but not the people at home. They already know what everyone's got. It's been checked here on the river, so let's have a showdown, guys.
Well,
Show me.
before the
Do you
break.
remember when we filmed a TV show together in
Yeah.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
And even though you don't drink,
Yeah.
you were out with me and Bryan Cranston.
That's very true.
until the sun came up.
That's very true.
Yeah, New Orleans. I remember that. That was like 05.
That's a
long time
preamble
ago.
for taking my pot.
I have a pretty big hand here.
I have garbage. I have a king 7. Anything
Jacks.
beats me. Yeah, of course.
Jacks are
Very,
good.
very knit-like.
You were
Might
very
be.
kind. You were very kind. Before the
I just
break,
didn't
I
think
had
you could
pocket trays, but
We had a,
somewhere in the break,
They took away his
came
quads
King
and
seven.
gave.
I admire the fact that you got all the way to the river with King 7 there. That's,
You know what?
That is something.
You know
You don't.
King
no
you
wonder
don't know
you're-
me. And here's the thing that was important.
You don't
was that
know
you
me.
See, I wanted
Advertising,
that show, so
image.
That you all have a, it's all about impressions.
He's selling, he's not buying.
What's your impression of me now?
Luckily, I don't remember anything about poker. I can't build an image. I don't remember image.
I'm not
5
gonna
and
try
5,
to bluff
Shell.
you. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Throw a nickel in there.
That's right. You get to come in on the big blind.
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Shelly, I've heard a lot about you. What exactly is your relationship with the Eagles?
My husband's been their manager for 45, 48 years, long time.
And I heard a really fun story that there was once a massive debate about whether it's Eagles or the Eagles.
Yeah, we had that at
Can
our
I
poker
interject?
game,
Yes,
yes.
please.
At my game, several of the guys were arguing, some of them very passionately, that it's the Eagles. Because when they're introduced on stage, who's going to say, ladies and gentlemen, Eagles?
Fair.
So Shelly said, you want an answer? I'll get you an answer. Takes out her phone and emails Don Henley.
Don Henley, yeah.
Within minutes, a reply. I'm not allowed to say everything he said on camera. But he said, Eagles, the Eagles, I don't give a...
Excellent.
I
don't give a rat's bleep.
He said Glenn Fry did. It was a constant debate.
really?
Yeah, it was a constant
What was
debate.
Glenn's
What did Glenn?
preference?
Yeah, what did Glenn prefer?
Glenn was, I think, the Eagles. Do you remember?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, Glenn was the Eagles.
Who was in favor of just Eagles, like the animal guy on Carson? Please welcome Eagles.
Animal guy, by the way.
I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
Oh, you clearly cannot.
What was it? Jim
From my-
something,
from my
right?
first
Jim.
book.
Yeah.
It was just Jim.
Jim the animal guy.
From my first book, Play Poker Like the Pros, I define an eagle as like one of the top players, always the best player at the table, the eagle.
What was Jim's last name?
You're not an eagle.
He was always
Jim.
introduced, full name. Jim with the animals.
No, it's really bad that we can't remember. 'cause
I
we
know.
Probably saw him
Carson was before my time, exactly. I have an
178
excuse.
times.
Who's Johnny Carson?
Exactly. Blumstein. Ooh, I got a hand, guys.
like that Letterman
Raised.
guy?
Raised to 15.
So what?
He's like that Letterman guy.
He's
Johnny
like
Carson?
that Letterman
Yeah.
guy.
Raised to 30.
He's like
Yeah,
Letterman's
like-
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you?
26 today.
You got 3 bets, sir.
All right. Well,
Ape's getting 3-bet early by
I-
Azoff.
I have to call. Hello, Shelly.
And I remember Marlon Perkins. That name is amazing.
Not it.
What are you guys talking about?
Get
Who's
him,
the
Shelley.
animal guy?
The guy who
Get
was
him.
always on the Tonight Show with Carson.
Carson who
Jim.
brought animals.
Oh, I know
Jim.
exactly who you mean.
You guys even referenced it in that Seinfeld episode with the
30.
Merv Griffin show.
Oh, that's true. He probably did.
It's one of my favorites.
Came on that. He was on that episode.
Yeah.
The Jim guy?
You
Yeah.
met the guy.
I worked with the guy, and I
He
can't
was
remember.
Horrible
his
that
name.
we don't know
I
his
have
name.
to call.
Blonde.
Wow.
Good boy.
Wow. It's bad.
Shelly Bird.
Shelly Bird's
That's
here.
great.
Has to at least call the
We
flop
wanna
here,
win
which he
some of that
does, so we'll
Hotel
go to the
California
turn.
money.
Welcome to the hotel.
All right, careful. We can't afford
Don't say
that.
We can't afford it.
You
I guess.
cannot.
afford that.
30.
It's
I don't
a
even
live
think-
show, so we don't get charged.
I don't even
right?
think.
What a lovely.
I'm not really sure it works that way, Phil.
What a
I have to fold now.
Shelly Bird.
Nice hand.
At first
hand.
hand, taking it down.
Wow.
There you go. Well, I'm so glad you made it.
Ah,
Thank
worth
you.
the wait is what they say.
You talked about the traffic?
Oh, my God.
No, there is no traffic, actually,
I
guys.
mentioned that it's like 2
It's in
hours.
my contract that I'm not allowed to tell
I
you
heard
about
the word
traffic.
holocaustic
So,
used.
let's focus on
Dead
just
stop.
about anything else.
Did you have that too?
I started a little earlier, and I was bouncing between GPS and Waze, and I was making them negotiate.
Waze doesn't care if you live or die. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Waze will just tell you to.
They're big on left turns. I know.
Yeah, and you end up in like a
The show was kind
driving
of,
through a school parking lot. It's
Right.
just not.
the show was kind enough to send a car, and the driver on the way here in the traffic said, "They're driving horribly since it stopped raining."
Everyone's like getting all their licks in now that the rain's over. Woo!
Raise it up.
All right, we got a real hand
Thank you.
brewing.
Oh, thank you.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Phil's happy for the excuse to fold.
Yes.
Been there.
50.
I gotta figure out if he just wants to try to beat me or.
Happy to show.
During the break, we worked out
If you'll
what
show,
amount
if
you
you'll
had to be at to rebuy. So now everyone's like, oh,
All right.
I'll make it 50.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm out.
Too speculative.
Kevin, it's all
Bring
you.
it down.
That's it.
2
times.
Oh, nice.
I think
Well
it was
done.
best.
The 10 burgers, very legit.
Well, it killed my
I did not think they were going to be ahead after the flop.
Was that I just don't want to see a flop with tens raised?
Of course.
You want to see a
I
flop
want to
with
get
tens?
sucked
That
out.
was a wise decision.
I don't want to see a flop with jacks.
I had
Right.
deuces, so I was definitely going to hit a set and beat you. So
Yeah, you were.
well done.
Jason
Coming
and
like
Shelli,
3-8.
have either of you guys ever sent Kevin to the kitchen?
Who told you to ask that?
Who told me that? It's famous. It's famous in Hollywood.
I have a
home game
feeling our dear
circles.
friend Johnny Kedge might have mentioned something about sending Kevin to the kitchen.
Kevin getting sent to the kitchen means Kevin's on stone tilt.
I might clean dishes vehemently in the sink. After
Crash, 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 like a poker bat moment.
And that's what my parents always used to do when they were upset. So that would really upset me if I was in your home game, if they're just clanging dishes around.
check.
That is like a trigger for me.
Try this again.
I'd probably come in and help you dry. I'd be like, can I do anything?
You try me
Look,
again.
more.
officially, I like to give him a
Keep it
rinse.
civil. Keep it civil.
I have a plan.
Really? Because I thought I heard a few breaking
check?
dishes every now and then.
Scott's one
Yeah.
bracelet
Yeah.
against Phil's
You might
14
have.
over here.
Yeah.
I know. I got to think
Sounds
about
like a Greek wedding
All
in
right,
there
15.
sometimes.
Sometimes it does.
Yes.
I guess I should have played my
beat the
button.
world champion.
Folks at home know why.
The 1989 world champion.
You're the current world
I
champion.
know, but
Are you the 2017 world champion?
Really?
I know, but I've never,
never
beaten
spoke,
a world
so why-
champion.
That's a good
I'm not kidding. Why would they speak? They
Still
avoided
cool, though.
all the pitfalls.
No?
Eye
pretty
contact.
good.
They avoided eye contact.
It's still cool beating the champ, right? I mean, I'm allowed to.
It's very
The
cool.
remote control, I
Should-
think, probably.
should an actual
the invention
handbrake
of the
out.
Remote control probably helped my parents
Where he
avoid a lot of
three-bets
fights
and
because my
call.
dad just turns up the
Then
TV.
it might be better.
Yeah, but
to
here's
win.
how old I am. We had the remote control where you still had to get up
The
and
wire?
do it.
Oh. I had the box with the button. You press one down and the other ones would pop up.
Uh-huh.
That was my
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
remote control.
Yeah.
You press
We had the
one
remotes
down
that the
here.
buttons actually went.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah. Me and you again, buddy?
Hold on, let me raise to 15. We'll make it 15.
Okay.
We'll keep it civil.
Nicely announced.
Keep it civil.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
like that.
Okay. All right.
You're in
Here
there?
I'm almost out of my first stack, everyone.
Are you
Yeah.
going to text
Heads
Hardigan
up.
and ask him what to do?
I can usually see all the hole cards. This is no
Oh,
good
that's
for
a
me.
good flop for me.
It's a really good flop for
You're
you.
going to fold like 85% of the time.
Yeah, probably.
Is this the get in his?
What do you
Here's
got?
what I'm gonna do: is I'm gonna peel once here, and then I'm gonna fold the turn.
Oh, wait.
So I'm probably just gonna. This
Yeah,
is a
just
fold
let it
now.
go.
This is
Wise
probably,
you,
I'm probably
wise
the
you.
best hand. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's
Was that a pair?
No.
I don't remember. It was on the board.
A gut shot straight
Showed you
draw.
a whopping 3.
He flopped
A
it.
whopping
It's fine.
3.
It would be
big
great
guy.
if I do a terrible job hosting and a terrible job playing.
You got to do one.
Have you
good.
done both before, like the
I've
coach
never
player?
done this before. I've never played at the table.
Has
before.
anyone? Or are you setting a trend?
I believe I'll be the first person to ever attempt to host a show and play at the same
So
time.
we'll find out if it was a good idea.
Yeah. How do you guys? How am I doing so far?
Oh,
Hey,
great.
You're
Yes,
down
yes.
$100.
I don't care about that. That's fine.
Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. You know?
You know, for a while, I was, as far as poker is concerned, was the golden boy on the internet. And then someone at this table started a forum post about me that was responsible for 2 of the best days of my life, 2 of the worst, and 4 of my eating disorders. Because he started a post that's, what was it? Does anyone find Joe Stapleton funny?
Okay, so I'm a young poker fan. You know, I watch my fair amount of television, and
this
this guy,
is
this
exciting.
new commentator.
How long ago was
on
this?
the scene? About a long time ago, probably
Eight years ago.
I mean, if I may, for the record, you're still a young poker.
Player.
He's 26.
I mean, I'm a
he
little,
said.
yeah.
You gonna check?
Not really.
You're
no,
gonna
when,
check,
you know,
I'm gonna check.
Your
Sure.
teenage years are a little.
No, I meant
different.
check
That's
the
what
cards.
I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll
So you're a
check.
teenager, and Joe Stapleton's laying down some puns.
Yeah, he's funny, and
Oh, screw yourself.
I wanted to make it publicly known
Oh, you
my
were slow playing
2
that
pushes, 2
six?
pushes.
my
Slow playing the
enjoyment of
six?
his commentary.
Dog
So I
face
made
boy.
a thread on this website called 2plus2.com, which is a poker forum. Basically, just proposed the question to the public:
Is this
Does
guy-
anybody else like Joe Stapleton but me? You know, just trying to get a feel.
But if you just read the first half, it sounds like, does anybody else like Joe Stapleton? Why?
I got you beat. Well, I don't know if I can tell this story.
I would like to hear it. We're closing in on another break, so we've got a great story coming up.
Sure know how to
Hang
tease
tight.
it. I'll give you that much.
Yes,
We got
yes,
two
that was a great
minutes for
tease.
your story.
I'm
Speaking
not
of which,
sure
Can you
if
tell
I
it in 2 minutes?
How about Phil? How
I'm not sure I
asked
should tell
me
it.
how I first started playing poker, and I never asked him.
Yeah, let's hear it, Phil.
it's in his book.
Maybe that's after the break.
Hi,
too.
my book.
Are we a minute and a half to break?
Raise a 15. You'll have to read his book, Kevin.
I don't know that I've ever heard the story.
You know what? I'm going to 3-bet, guys. Here we go.
I do have a nice. My autobiography
make it 40.
is pretty well, Poker Brat.
Oh,
That
man.
came out in August.
I'll only accept.
But I was always good at games when I was a kid. Like, I was the oldest of 5. My dad is a PhD, a JD, and an MBA. So he was like, you know, for me, a professional poker player was like the worst. But beyond that, I just didn't get good grades. I had ADD, so I really struggled with grades. I really struggled with, couldn't play any musical instruments. So my brothers and sisters got great grades. They all great at musical instruments. And so in order to have something in my life, something I could hang on to, and I was the oldest, so I had an inherent advantage, I became great at games. And games, you know, every game you can imagine that we played in our family, I was the best at. And the Poker Brat kind of emerged, like,
He has
imagine
17
backgammon.
bracelets in Stratego.
And
Imagine though, like, that my brother would need like 2 double sixes to beat me at backgammon, and he'd roll it, and then I'd have a Poker Brat moment. Because what did I have left?
Yes.
They had better grades than me. They
Yes.
played the instruments. My dad was, you know, I just didn't get good enough grades. So that's kind of how it emerged. And then like 20 years later, when I have those same outbursts, they pay me a lot of money.
But when
They
you
call
have
me the Poker Brat.
when you have sheer and earned skill set, to lose to blind, stupid luck, even though it is a part of the game,
20.
is infuriating.
Infuriating.
Yeah, you know, absolutely.
I never saw.
Even though it is
I'm there
technically
with you.
a part of the game, it still never feels good.
It's infuriating.
That's what sends Kevin to the kitchen.
That's
We've got to send you guys to another break, unfortunately.
What a
Take it
trend.
easy. Take it easy. Don't let this brief commercial break drive you crazy. Please don't sue me, Shelly. Okay,
gonna
guys.
happen today.
More poker back after this.
Take it easy.
That was impressive. That was
Take it
impressive.
easy.
That was impressive. No, we weren't reading up.
So whenever I play in like a home game environment, I definitely try to be more on the fun side. I mean, now that I kind of am in the luxurious spot of being able to take it more as a recreational player standpoint, I enjoy the fun it brings and the camaraderie and you know, the alcohol and the fun.
Poker Night Live. We are coming to you live. I just said that. From the Gardens Casino here in LA, where I'm joined by the reigning main event champ, Scott Blumstein. Now, Scott, I know you're relatively new to the Hollywood home game, but what's it like dating Jennifer Lawrence?
She's good. Hunger Games is a great movie.
He just rolled with it. He absolutely
I
rolled
don't
with
know.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
I just find it fascinating that you've been a World Series of Poker champion for less than a year, and you're already like rubbing elbows.
Ask him what it's like to play in my home game.
oh, it's great.
What's it like playing in Kevin's home game?
Here's what people don't understand. You know, at the end of the day, poker for me, I enjoy having fun. So I like to come to an atmosphere where I can let loose and just kind of enjoy the night. And you know, money is fortunately not an issue these days. So I just kind of, you know, look for fun and meeting cool people.
And we can continue on with the game. But Scott told me that his chair wasn't even cold yet from winning the main event, and you were direct messaging him on Twitter.
It's true.
Asking him to play in your
Well,
game.
we watched the final table from the TV during the home game, and we all sort of agreed he was the best player at the final 9. And once we got past the Brit, who was wildly entertaining.
Great.
It was great.
Wildly entertaining.
Very
Wildly, one of the
amazing.
greatest.
Shout out to John.
I think one of the greatest
Yeah,
in the
totally.
history of the main event.
Oh, easily.
And also positive, too, which was
Yes.
just beautiful. The moment he won, I looked him up on Twitter just to reach out and tweet at him saying congratulations. And I looked up his profile and saw that he just happened to be following me. And
Elias
so
was impressed.
It was a very, very humble brag. I like it. Continue.
Right out of Phil's.
It really excited me. I don't know the exact
Hold on,
number.
hold on. I'm just one of many.
It's not a
I'm
compliment.
willing to bet he does know the exact number.
Yeah, of course.
Just lost one.
So I sent him a direct message. Unfortunately, he fired back.
Am I
saying,
waiting on you?
Whole 9 yards
yes,
is one of
you
my
are. I
favorite
was
comments.
listening to his story.
Of all the things that
great movie.
that he would know you from, would you ever expect that that's the one?
The whole 9 yards?
Yeah.
I'm proud of that movie. I think it's very fun.
Double it.
Yeah.
I just think it's
20, I bet 40.
not that you shouldn't be proud of it.
All
The whole
right,
9 yards
we'll go that
franchise. Let's
far
be
with
honest.
you.
No,
Right?
just the 9.
Are you only in the first one?
No, I'm in both, but you want to just watch the whole 9 yards.
I love the honesty.
Whole 10 yards is one of my favorite comedy characters I've ever played, ever. But the movie itself
20.
does not work.
It's pretty amazing, actually, that I wasn't kidding before when I said you're
I
kind
can
of
no
a
longer
scene stealer.
participate, but it was very interesting up
The
there.
most,
Wow.
like,
Shelly put the
Shelly.
A Few
Two
Good
hands?
Men, that line from A Few Good Men, I strenuously,
Two
do you
hands.
strenuously
Doesn't happen often.
object?
I strenuously object.
When Jay Mack
Hilarious.
is dealing.
He didn't write it.
No, I know, but it's the second most memorable line in that movie.
Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, but
You heard it, Terrence?
Do you know that Jason Alexander and I have a connection on A Few Good Men?
oh, let's hear this.
We both benefited from
You know
the
the line
story.
from Gone with the Wind, that, my dear, is your misfortune? Well,
No, I'm going to vehemently disagree, sir. I think this
He's going to
story
strenuously object.
This story works out.
it worked out beautifully both ways.
Historically well for both of us.
Yes, true.
So I'm doing another TV project with Rob Reiner that he and Christopher Guest created. Let me just pick up those names. And while we're having lunch every day working on that, one day he says, this next movie I'm going to direct was a big Broadway play, big hit, called A Few Good Men. And
Is it on me?
I got Tom Cruise as the lead, and I think we're going to get, only because I have positions, Jack Nicholson.
He knows what position is, right?
Yeah.
He said there's this
As a bit.
character of the Tom Cruise's co-counsel that you're perfect for. I've got an offer out to Jason Alexander, but if Seinfeld gets picked up for season 2, you'll be unavailable. I mean, he'll be unavailable. And I just started instantly praying bedside for the success of Seinfeld. By the way, Seinfeld was on Friday nights. They'd only aired 4 episodes. The
Yeah,
Seinfeld
no, we were
Chronicles.
nobody's good bet.
It was no one's good bet,
Yeah.
as he says, to get picked up for a second season. I'm going to lead out. I hope nobody minds.
I have to see which ace I have. Hold on.
Well, you better have the ace king, because that's the only ace that's going to serve you now.
Well, the ace of spades, I would have to stick around, but I may or may not have had it.
All you, Kevin.
Hoo boy.
I get yelled at a lot for showing my cards, but
Who would yell at you?
I don't care.
At your home game? Who would
I
yell?
know, I know.
I would like to thank you for praying for the success of Seinfeld.
Well, so I'm
my
saying-
all-time favorite TV
By the way,
show.
that's the only thing that really got us there.
I've,
That worked out amazingly well for both of you guys.
but it
did.
really is important to stress how much on the bubble, a term that hadn't even been created yet, whether or not Seinfeld would go to season 2.
Oh, and
in fact,
the bubble went for 1 or 2 seasons beyond that.
yeah.
yeah, but
We weren't really a sure
then you
thing
guys
until
did
the-
all right.
So,
Yeah, we were
so
okay.
he goes on to be a part of television history that will live on till the end of time.
And you had Demi Moore.
And I might have done about 38 movies in the 90s. Last count. 6 of them good, by the way.
Yeah, well, now that I think you're officially now the best Kevin that was in The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, remind me to show you on the chips where Kevin Spacey touched me.
Use mine. Use my stack.
Phil, you all right?
I'm glad
Oh.
you don't
Live
tell
TV.
these good
I
stories
assume he's
at our
called you
game.
for advice about how to turn this around.
They said, watch the language.
Call.
I didn't say anything about.
I didn't hear a single swear word.
There was no watch the content.
Didn't hear a single, and you were afraid to tell your story.
Yeah, really.
This isn't okay.
Elias, is this the kind of yelling we should be coming to expect from you?
20, please.
Ah, go screw you. Can I say screw? I know we're not.
I think so.
Okay.
If it's a home improvement show. There are a bunch of tools here.
Yep.
It's twice I bluffed you now.
And a comedian.
Felt like a squeeze. I saw a little squeeze in your eye.
Got to keep hammering at this. We'll go 40 now.
This should get the job done for Joe.
Have I mentioned I don't bluff?
That could be a bluff.
Must have been before I
As long
got
as
here.
you're not bluffing now when you say that.
I'm not bluffing now.
All right.
It's gonna
And I
work.
will show respect, sir.
I threw
That
away
is
the winner.
a good fold.
I had the winner. If I had stayed.
Good fold, no show.
That's a good fold.
Take
That's
my
a good
word
fold.
for it.
Interesting.
Wait, I'll show from now
You
on.
just look like a guy who would lie to you.
Good fold.
I can't
no
lie to my
show.
idols. Is
I
the
will tell you
thing.
this much: it's very hard to lie on the live stream. Okay?
When I was
never lie on the live stream.
when I was a kid, I used to do impressions of Kevin doing impressions.
So which one of mine did you do best?
Shat.
I did them all terribly, but Shatner, yeah, Shatner was the one because I knew who that was. I didn't know who
Even
Walken
Jason.
was.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't,
we all do Shat.
No,
up or shut up.
God,
Shatner
no,
unintentionally.
absolutely not.
Right.
But what I would like to know, who's your most recent impression? Do you do anyone?
I can teach you all to do Jason Statham, the British action
Oh,
hero.
fantastic.
Oh, I want
Yes.
to see that. Yeah, please.
I'm going to teach you. I mean, you'll have a great Statham when we're done. I'm not kidding.
I like it.
And we get this for free.
Yeah.
Well, he's
So-
winning a little bit right
Yeah, I
now.
was going to say possibly. It's early.
You know, Michael Caine teaches how to do Michael Caine. He actually talks about it.
Yes. See, until Statham
Yeah.
shares,
Yeah.
I've got the shortcut for you.
Okay, Phil. Wow, what a What an honor this is. Okay.
I learned the impression because I had a book out, the only book I've written. I know you've written several, Phil, called How I Slept My Way to the Middle. Not just a funny title and technically still available. Amazon.
Phil Best 25, I call 25.
50.
So I'm on the book tour doing the morning talk show.
Call.
And I'm following Jason Statham because he has a new movie out. Because he hadn't had a new movie out in 7 weeks.
In 7 weeks.
Thank you.
But I kid.
I have queens.
You have 3 queens?
No, just 2 queens.
That's good.
Two's enough.
That's good.
Does it matter? You're
Well,
acting shocked,
well
like-
played. I just wanted to know. It was my way of getting the last word since I wasn't winning the pot.
So yeah, so he's got a
So
movie out.
invariably, the host or hostess would know that I did voices, and after Jason Statham was on, and then I would be the next guest, they would say, Jason Statham was just here. Do you do Jason Statham? And you can only hear that so many times before you have to learn how to do Jason. So
Point.
I taught myself how to do it, and I found myself doing it on the Today Show. He wasn't even on that. I just brought it up. I can do Jason Statham. And then after I did it, I started getting nervous because that's how he's going to find out. If I do it in a theater or a comedy club, chances are Jason Statham's not going to hear about it.
Right.
I do it on the Today Show. Now I'm afraid I'm going to get that phone call.
Have you gotten phone calls in the past?
Sure.
Really?
And I'll tell you about those.
From the agent.
50.
From the agent. Yeah. So now I'm afraid I'm going to get the phone call 4 o'clock in the morning. Do you know who I am? Do you bloody know who I am? Why don't I tell you, mate? I'm the blotter about your little heart. Do you know what I mean? 50. So Jason Statham says 3 words faster than any thank you both. Faster than any human being on the planet.
Was that a little too much for you?
Oh!
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
10x?
Power poker.
Also would have called
15
15.
I was also as well.
I thought she said 15.
I did.
She said 50.
Come back.
It's always hard to tell, but when she puts in 10 chips, we
Right.
translate it quickly.
I don't know. He did it. Joe did it.
50.
true.
Not pre-flop.
Well, he re-raised.
Joe isn't the guy to learn from at this table. I don't know.
Fair.
I don't know, he
Fair.
bluffed my 3s out.
That's fair. I didn't bluff.
No, you didn't bluff you.
Oh, so I got to teach Phil how to. So, Jason Statham says 6 words faster than any human being on the planet. In a row. 6 words in a row. If you say these 6 words, you'll have a Jason Statham. The 6 words are, do you know what I mean? Which
Know what
he
I mean?
says as, Joe, mate.
You know what I mean?
He reduces 6 words to 2 syllables.
Mate, you know what, mate?
If I put you in that chair, you'd be dead in 30 seconds. Joe, mate. Sound like you said chow mein. Did you say chow mein? So the name Joe, the word mean, gruff up your voice a little. Joe mean.
Joe Main.
You're done.
Joe Main.
And you're
All
welcome.
I love it.
Story checks out.
Hey, yeah.
Add it into your.
Scientifically proven.
Well, I'm not stealing Kevin's material
Can you borrow
anymore.
it, Kevin, can you borrow
By the way-
Statham bit?
Sure.
By the way, speaking of some talent,
Jason?
like
I got a
Jason
3.
Alexander, we were
But you cut it on the river. I was killing you to the river.
You
when
were.
Jason, when you and I are filming in New Orleans,
Yes.
Thank
you
you.
went into a place, and they convinced you to sit down at a piano.
Yeah, with my friend Todd was there.
Nobody thought you could do anything. They looked at you and they said,
That's the story of my life. Nobody thinks I can do
Seinfeld.
it.
He's not George.
And apparently
Why
this
would you use
beautiful
stuff?
You know
voice
that guy.
emerges, and you're like, and the whole place just
Phil, I'll
stopped.
be playing the New Jersey Symphony April 14 and 15.
Is that true?
That is true.
It is true.
That's
By the
awesome.
way,
Really?
Newark, New Jersey, and New Brunswick, New Jersey. I can't wait.
which one of us has
Really?
a Tony Award for a musical at this table?
That's well.
I made the crew
I
listen
don't like
to the
it.
cast recording of Comedy Tonight as we were prepping
Yes,
for the show
sure,
today.
sure.
From a funny thing happened on
Are
the
you
way to the
serious?
floor.
You're pairing with that's New Jersey Symphony?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I do a lot of symphonies.
First violin?
First violin and second oboe.
It's awesome.
25.
I fall for
raise.
a button raise
That's
every
a
day.
big
Oh,
raise.
really? Nobody calls when I have
Classic.
to.
Raised them
That's
out.
what I
I did a Shelli.
on the
I did
15,
a
yeah,
Shelli.
you
I did
missed.
half a Shelli.
I
Yeah.
actually did have a question for Jason that probably gets asked a lot.
9.5 inches.
He was in the pool.
The biggest trout you ever caught?
So many comedians at the table. It's tough to. My bit's gonna fail now miserably. I just want to know, does Dunstan ever check out?
Oh, boy.
It's funny because the
Because-
movie
Is it?
was Dunstan checks
And then,
in.
then I was gonna link it to Hotel
Anyone want to
California.
switch seats?
Because does he ever leave?
Oh, see, sure.
Yeah,
I get it.
I didn't see it.
You never saw Dunstan checks
No.
in? That's because you're not a father.
But I do have your autograph at home from the playbill for the producers.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Sign that for you.
You signed it for Martin Short's daughter, who gave it to me, who is a friend of mine.
Raised to
Cool,
15.
Joe.
Was I under
Thank
the
you.
impression
I'll call
that
that,
she was going
Joe.
to be keeping it?
I too will call
Was I
it.
shamed?
Maybe.
Was I
I don't know what her
counterfeit?
story
Classic
was to
squeeze
you.
opportunity.
Somehow giving
you
you
passed
this
it.
valuable
I do not know what her official story was to you. But I was
why
pretty
do you
stoked
have
with
it?
I paid for my ticket at least. I'm going to bet 20.
Why do you have Martin Short's daughter's playbill signed by him?
Well, it's mine. She gave it to me as a gift because I
dirty
went to
story.
see the producers with Jason and Martin Short in it.
Call.
And she said, oh, well, you're friends with me and my dad's in the show.
Well, let me ask you
get
this.
you an autograph.
Batman, why didn't you come backstage and talk to your friend's dad, Marty Short, and get the damn autograph then?
Check, because I'm the kind of person who does not believe in asking for such things. If it had been offered to me, 40. If it had been offered to me, I would have done it for sure. But
What is the
it
root of
wasn't.
this insecurity?
Now this is how Joe
I just
bets.
never wanted to be that guy, and I
Let's say,
actually think it's one of my regrets in life, but I'm not a big enough
100.
self-promoter asker for things. Which-
Raised to 100.
Okay, I call.
Insta-call.
I have a queen.
I have 2 aces.
Wow.
You win.
Oh.
Okay.
This is going to be a great note to go to commercial break on. Now, I object to taking a commercial break, but I do not strenuously object to the commercial break.
All night, it's going to be like
But
all night.
we actually do have to go right now. But first, Tiffany is going to tell us something awesome. Tiffany?
That's right, Joe. Poker Night Live is sponsored by Kimosabi Mezcal and Sit and Go 2.0. And be sure to stay tuned after the show is over because the live game continues at gardenspokernight.com. We'll be right back.
The Eagles airplane story, but we say Chinese food instead of what you're really talking about.
What Eagles airplane story?
When you and Joe Walsh had to finish all the
Oh, shit,
Chinese
no.
food before you got off the airplane.
No.
Yeah. My poker playing style is a mix of like razor sharp intuition mixed with, I don't want to say genius level, I'll say advanced mathematical skill, mixed with what is perhaps my strongest element, blind, stupid luck.
Before we went on.
I did.
Welcome back to Poker Night Live. We are still playing 5-5 No Limit Texas Hold'em, and much like the Teachers of America, I paid for these cue cards with my own money. We got some real big shots playing in this game. It's just what was written there.
I can't remember people's names.
Just in case. Jason, Alexander.
Thank you.
We got a picture next to it and everything. We got some real big shots in this game. One of which is Shelli Azoff here. Shelli, you are go ahead, Elias. Thank you. You Kim Kardashian's godmother?
I am probably second mother to all of the Kardashian Jenner girls. Chris and I were pregnant with our first children together and became best friends. Our families became best friends, and my kids grew up with all of
20?
the Kardashians.
So have you been first-hand account for all this craziness and you've seen it all happen?
Call.
It was really amazing to see it happen, and God knows I said to Chris, what are you, crazy, a reality show? When she first was talking to me about it. So I was wrong, my one time.
Well, it was
Ever.
crazy. It was, I mean, it ended up being a massive money-making venture for everyone involved, but it still was crazy.
Jack.
The thing that I want people to know, though, is that that is them and that is their life.
30?
So if the cameras were off, it would be
Same thing.
pretty much the same stuff, huh?
Same thing. Same thing. That is who they are, and they are a close family, and they're good people.
And
A little crazy things happen to them, only them.
I met them years ago. I used to work for a show called Mad TV. They came and did a guest spot on the show, and they were all super nice, lovely people, which I appreciated because, you know, they're intimidating. So it's good to hear that.
They are. They work really hard. And
Good continuation bet.
Thank you, sir. Textbook.
and
That's
I
out of Phil's
actually
book.
talked to Kim on the way here.
Really?
Yes, she was at home with her kids.
I'm just all starstruck by all of this. And so you have dealings with Kanye as well?
I do. My
What can you
husband
tell us
actually
about
was
him?
his manager. He's the best. He's brilliant. He's loves his family, and
When you say brilliant, are we talking like Stephen Hawking brilliant?
Artistic.
Or talented.
He's solving global warming.
Talent. Well, you know what? Honestly,
I was really asking because
honestly,
might be a Mensa member for all I know.
he is absolutely amazing, and he comes up with ideas. And where are we at? 5. Let's go to.
He really is one of the best artists.
He is one of the best artists.
He will tell you.
Yeah.
He is
So smart,
so smart.
so on point.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why Phil might like him.
He's ahead of everybody by miles.
All right,
Okay, he
hold
really
on.
is. You know, he doesn't always express it the way that it gets understood, and that sometimes is a little tricky. But
Well, it's so cool how he went from producing music to the other side of actually making, being the rapper himself, and like just have both abilities. Like he's not only good at making the music, but also rapping. He's just good at all of it. So
he does it all, and then he does even things that you don't even know. I mean,
Yeah.
he has a gift for and a passion for architecture and furniture.
Art Vandelay.
He built my house.
And he loves Kim and the kids and the whole family. They're very, very, very close, the whole family, and live within a few minutes of each other.
Do you have a rant about the state of the music industry today? I feel like everybody that's been around for a while has something to say about it.
I think I would be very, very smart to say nothing.
That's how I know I asked a good question.
Raise the 20.
Something that cannot be answered. How about a good Eagles story?
A good Eagles. There's so many.
Something about a chainsaw?
The Eagles.
Sorry.
The Eagles.
A good The Eagles story.
Well, that goes back a way, but Joe Walsh, many, many years ago, I don't know how you found out about the chainsaw story, used to tend to get a little wild in hotel rooms. And my husband and I gave him it's on me. I'm going to check. Who else is in the hand?
just us.
Just us, Scott. My husband and I decided as a birthday present to give him a chainsaw mounted in a Hellmuth.
Sorry, are we just supposed to let that?
As
a given in the
I can't even
story?
remember what I'm doing here.
What do you give the guy that has everything?
Yeah.
Chainsaw.
A chainsaw, and that was
When's the
exactly
last time? Hey,
it.
Joe, when's the last time you cut down a tree? Here you go.
It wasn't quite what we were thinking. But my husband thought it would be quite amusing, and so we gave him a chainsaw. And
20.
never thinking that he would do anything with it.
Distracted.
I'm so distracted. Can you tell?
Yep.
We're here for you.
It's hard
Thank
to tell
you.
a story.
It is.
Very hard.
I'll let you win the bottle.
Thank you, because I don't deserve to. End of the story is that they were on the road, and Joe had his chainsaw, and
So he traveled with the chainsaw.
What would you do?
he
Leave it at home?
traveled with the chainsaw.
This was before the 3-ounce
Right.
liquid ban.
They were just like
limit.
toothpaste fine, bottle
Yeah.
of water fine, chainsaw, send it right
Right
in.
on through.
Send it right through.
I mean,
And
you checked
As long as
it.
it's in a
Right,
plastic
yeah.
bag.
It wasn't a carry-on.
Got a plastic bag, you take it out.
he used to like to have adjoining rooms with my husband, so he could go in and talk to him and this and that. And they were at a hotel, I don't remember what city it was, and they didn't have adjoining rooms. And my husband said, "Don't worry,
no.
Joe, I'll be right next door. Not a problem." And Joe said, "Well, I don't know. How could they not?" He said, I'll leave my door, the latch off, and I'll give you the key. It won't be a
15.
problem." And Irving was in bed, and he heard.
Don't deal yet.
And
The story's too good.
She just got to the handheld giant vibrator.
I'll allow it. I'll allow the hold of the deal. No, let's.
and he opened his eyes to see Joe peeking his head through
The adjoining doorway.
the new adjoining doorway and said to him, "Look, it's just your size."
Oh my.
So he could go back and forth, and that's just one of many.
That's a story
of the
you could
great-
tell.
Yes, that is one I could tell. There's several I can't, but there's.
Yeah, because why would you avoid talking about someone sawing a chainsaw into a hotel? I love that.
Certainly someone had noticed at the time.
Yes,
Well, I'm sure.
15.
it's
I'm sure
all
that they paid
yours,
full
Joe.
price.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, many fun ones.
Big winner.
That one was awesome.
I mean,
Thank you, Shelli.
did those guys just feel invincible? Like just
Oh
totally?
God, no.
No.
I don't think any artist feels invincible, do they? Do you?
Why are you asking
Do
Cal?
you? I was coming right back to you. I was coming right back to you.
I think only the ones who are making a mistake think they're above anything
Right.
or anyone.
Yeah.
But most of them are, it's just rampant insecurity. And the
gonna
higher
say,
up
if
the
anything,
chain,
the
you
opposite.
go,
That's
the
what I
more
was gonna
insecurity
say.
they
Yeah.
suffer.
And the pressure when you do have one great thing, be it a movie or a television show or a song, to keep it up.
How am I
think
going
is
to top it?
huge.
How am I going to maintain?
Yeah.
The story she just told, or
Raise it up. They're all distracted.
I'm quite distracted.
I know. You couldn't play that good if you were distracted. This is good. This is you're talking. You have 2 jobs, to talk and play.
I didn't know I
bellies,
couldn't
yeah.
talk and
Big
play
belly.
at the same time until just now.
Until you try.
Yeah.
I'm distracted and enjoying this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. This is good.
One of my favorites was when one of the many times, one of the countless times that Don Henley was on stage at the Forum. He said something like, "Welcome to the house that Shelli built."
He did, in fact, say,
Really?
welcome
Yeah.
to the house that Shelli built.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He did.
that's not bad. Not a bad
did.
shout out.
But you got to remember, I had my 40th wedding anniversary yesterday,
Congrats, look at that. Wow.
Really?
Congratulations.
Said it wouldn't last.
and they did say it wouldn't last. And so I've known them all that long. We were kids.
What?
Well, I
40
was a kid. They
years.
were much older than me.
That's an insane commitment.
limp
My idea
man
of
until
commitment is
somebody makes
changing
me
a girl's last name from Tinder in my phone.
They
Like,
told me-
when I give you a real last name on my phone, that's as committed as I get. And there are people who've been married for 40 years. That's wild.
Check. They told me that my wife and I wouldn't make it.
Really?
29 years later, we're very happy. Thank you.
Congratulations.
But there's a few
Who are
bumps in
they?
the road.
Right.
Yeah?
That's
Of
a good
course.
question.
Yeah, bumps in the
Are
road.
you kidding me? That's standard. I mean,
Bumps
you don't
in
make
the
it
road.
29 years in a healthy relationship and
Yeah.
everything goes.
Guys, one second. We're going to welcome everyone back from our technical difficulties.
Oh,
Are we?
missed those stories.
Guys, we've got to take a quick break. Yeah? No. We're back. We're actually back. We've been off for a while.
Oh,
That's
that
right.
whole
I didn't
time?
tell you guys like what
Dude,
like
you missed the Shelli
like-
Azoff Eagle story. What?
you'll be able to see it later on.
They taped the whole thing.
Right. There's ways of recording things.
I
It's
know
fine.
that.
But what I want to say is we're sorry we were down for a little bit, guys, but we are back now. And welcome back. I didn't want to tell everyone at the table, kind of like when the family pet dies and you just sort of let everyone
Smell it?
Exactly. You wait until everyone wonders why. That old show's living on a farm now,
material.
but we're back live. We're in the middle of a hand.
Jason
Phil
and I want to know
Hellmuth.
how many of our
15.
stories we can repeat.
That's right. Yeah. I've been dining out on them for years. Why stop now?
I love it.
I called the pot.
It's
Kevin.
15 to Shelli. Shelli has no card.
I have no cards.
Oh,
It's 15
on
to
me.
you.
I have a reason to call.
A good one?
The reason not to call is that Phil's behind me.
All right, now I have a reason to fold, but I mean, I hope the folks can hear. Shelli had some great Kanye West stuff.
That's true. It's a
Kim
good reason.
Kardashian called her on the way over here. Like that's what we missed.
Good recap,
Fun.
Phil.
But this is our first ever live one, so it's okay. A few technical difficulties.
Phil's going to allow the technical difficulties.
I allow it.
Thank you.
By the bylaws of California, technical difficulties are allowed.
Is it really the first live one?
Yeah.
It's the first truly live. I mean, it was
Half-hour delay, but for
Yeah.
poker
Right.
night.
poker TV
Shelli,
show,
this is
yeah.
show number 1, and you were here.
I love being part of number one.
As the
I will one day refer
As
to
the
this
Shelli.
show as
The
the
Shelli.
the live poker
The
show that
lady.
Shelli built.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
I'll
of the
get
players,
to say that one day, and I'll throw your name in.
and
there,
you'll
too.
riff off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the actor players,
With
Greg
the other
Cromer, who
one.
plays in the game, who was incredible this last season of Better Things, Pamela Adlon show, which I may also be on.
Would
It's not
love
important.
that.
I couldn't imagine
Would
why
love
you would.
that.
So organic
He-
when he does it.
He texted during the break, during the technical difficulties, because apparently people watching knew. This is why I don't do the pilots for live poker games. So shout out for the fun.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
That is funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the only note I just heard. Why is Kevin's phone on?
I'm in.
I said during the break.
It was during the break, guys. What can we do?
Also, we weren't on TV, so yeah.
No,
Right.
it was during the break. It was during the commercial break. We have 3 minutes.
Boom.
Kevin follows rules.
I love rules. I am not a fan of chaos.
Do you have any like unspoken rules in your home game?
I like a clean counter. Maybe that's why I'm in there clanging the dishes.
How about rabbit hunting? Is there a rule?
No rabbit hunting in my
Oh,
game.
there's a big rule.
None. Zero.
None.
Oh, and if you run it, you have to be consistent with the amount of time.
If
you
you
Yeah.
run it more than once, you can't
Anybody wanna
change
see?
to benefit yourself.
There was an 8-6 deuce and what? Top hat.
Top Pete.
There you go.
Top hat.
You can rabbit hunt if you shuffle.
Shuffle.
For the people that don't know what rabbit hunting means,
Yes, please, Phil.
that's where everybody folds, and you're like, I want to see the next card. I had a flush draw, and then when your flush hits, you're like, oh my God, I would have made it. I should have called. When really you should have folded. But that's rabbit
Right.
hunting.
Which is why I don't believe in it. Not only does it slow the game down, especially if you're hurt a little and you only have so much time to get whole,
Right.
but you lay down your hand for a good reason. What do you want to know? You want to know you laid it down correctly? No. You've got to learn
No,
those
you want to
instincts.
hurt the rest of the
I think
night.
that's a good rule. It's a good rule.
Yeah.
To not rabbit hunt. However, sometimes people, when they see that last card and they would have made their flush, the tilted reaction of somebody like a poker brat or
It's good for the
or
tilt.
whoever. Yes, it's good for the tilt. It's also good for the entertainment of everybody else at the
Yeah.
table, right? To hear that person rant about how they should have called.
Shoulda
when
called.
everybody knows they should have actually folded.
Yeah.
Good entertainment.
You know what? It looks like he needs a second to think about this. We are actually taking a break now.
Yeah?
That's right. I do want to remind
Plenty of
everyone.
time to think about what I'm going to do.
You know what? I have time to remind anyone of everything. We have to go to a break. Anything. We have to take a break right now. Back up to this.
I see us live on
Welcome back.
I think we should. I got nothing to sell.
Welcome back, my babies. This is Poker Night Live, and we are at the Gardens Casino in Los Angeles. I'm joined by Mr. Positivity, Phil Hellmuth Jr., 2017 main event champion, Scott Blumstein, 2017 Latex Salesman of the Year, Jason Alexander, Kim Kardashian's fairy godmother, Shelli Azoff, and of course, Christopher Walken.
Hey, what a night. Wow.
Now, I do have to remind you guys that this show is brought to you by Kemosabe Mescal.
Like Jason Statham.
A lot like Jason Statham, absolutely. And also Sit and Go 2.0. And brought to you by #Positivity. Phil Hellmuth, is this a novel or what? Tell us about this,
Look,
Phil.
this thing fits in your back pocket. This is just 8 life tips. What's amazing, Tony Robbins gave me a nice blurb. Sheryl Sandberg, who's the CEO of Facebook, gave me an amazing blurb for this. And I put Draymond Green on there. He's one of my friends. Defensive Player of the Year. But it's just 8 tips. I'll tell you 2 chapters in like 10 seconds.
Well, I mean,
1 chapter, write down your yearly goals, tape them to your bathroom mirror. Another chapter, write down your blessings, tape them on your bathroom mirror. Now you've already, chapter 2, chapter 3, takes 70 minutes to read. I'm hoping to help millions of people think bigger and achieve more. It's helped me, all these tips I use to be able to host, TV shows. Oh wait, this is your show. To be able to have New York Times bestsellers, to do everything I've done in poker. So it's really helped me.
all I need is a bathroom mirror at this point.
I was going to say, after you cut yourself to death, shave in a
'Cause you can't see
completely
anything.
obstructed bathroom mirror.
I'm in favor of this book, and thank you for writing it.
I'm reminded,
very lovely.
I'm gonna need an autograph.
of a scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is more like a pamphlet.
Yeah, more like a.
Kevin, I'm gonna have to send you that one.
Oh, sure.
I'll send you one.
Sure.
Because you're sold out.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, I only have 3 with me today, so.
Positivity, it's good for you. It's good for your soul. Funny story. I'm in a taxi cab in Budapest. I just want every Christopher Walken story to start that way.
Budapest.
I wanted to ask you about that because
I was like it when it starts with your father.
Yeah. There is a story that
Flip
when he
it
was.
to me. Am I flipping it
Yes.
back, or have you already read it and handed it down?
I feel you could use a little positivity. There's a story that he and Grace Jones were villains in a Bond movie.
yes,
You should know which one.
you to a kill.
There you go.
I'm passing this.
I knew you had it.
Wow.
And the story goes, they were shooting in Prague. One night they decided to go to a local pub.
25.
There's a snowstorm outside. It's 3 a.m. The pub door flies open in the wind. Inside are 20 or so regulars that look up from their beer stein as if they'd been in that position for 30 years. And in the doorway stands Grace Jones and Christopher Walken.
As they
There's
do.
30 very long seconds of silence until Christopher Walken allegedly says, "Cottage cheese for everyone." That, my friends, is an icebreaker. Literally.
That's
Not bad. I hope it's true.
25.
now.
Vodka soda, right?
Yes, please, thank you. I have to ask because the Walken impression became pretty popular among stand-up comics.
There are 5 pages on YouTube dedicated to Asians doing Christopher Walken. There's over 160 search answers on Google when you type in Christopher Walken impersonation. I mean, I'm number one and it's not a competition. I'm just saying.
That's what I wanted to find out. Because, so I mentioned I worked for a show called Mad TV for a while.
Yeah, you did.
And in production.
I gotta read.
And
Got to read the book.
the audition process was
Says
that
to
you had to
call.
show up.
That's the call.
Phil's book says call. It's on the bathroom mirror, it says call. The audition process was show up with an original character and an impression, and we actually banned people doing from Walken impressions because it was so prevalent.
Is that a check show?
That was a check.
No, it became pedestrian.
Yeah, and
Like
so
Nick doing Jack Nicholson in the 90s.
yes,
point.
absolutely.
I'll keep it civil.
And so, but
You can go for
gotta
it.
be a little
I just
proud
got
of
an
that,
ace.
though,
I don't know
right?
how big your kicker
was
is.
it disappointing or pride?
I let you off the hook.
You did indeed let me off the hook.
Like when it became known as pedestrian, were you like disappointed by that?
It's the only reason I mentioned the Google
Mine's
search.
good.
Right.
I didn't want to
because
scare you out.
I love doing his voice just as thoughts. Because I do a routine in the act, but it's based on a true story that I'll walk around my house if there's no one else in the house. Sometimes for a couple of hours speaking only as Christopher Walken with my thoughts out loud. You know, I'll open the refrigerator. We're out of soy milk. This is tragic news for the lactose intolerant. I wasn't planning a trip to the market today, but clearly a drive to Trader Joe's is in my future. But I'm saying until the cat passes out from fear, I can do that for hours. For hours.
I mean, did you do it for hours on a podcast?
Then there was a podcast called Talkin' Walkin' where it was like my dinner with Andre, only inexplicably just me and a friend at the table talking about minutia. And inexplicably, I speak only as Christopher Walken. We don't reference him or me during the conversation. It's just two people talking. One of them won't stop talking as Christopher Walken.
Have you met Christopher Walken?
I have, a few times.
Great question.
Does he
touch me, Shelli?
He loves it.
Yeah.
When, there's one,
That was
when he got
awesome.
his hands and feet and signature in the cement in front of the Chinese
color
Theater on
red.
Hollywood Boulevard.
Sure.
Which is a huge honor. Huge, because they're running out of real estate.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a certain number of hands
Right.
and feet that can fit there.
The star on the Walk of Fame, you can get that for about $1,500 now. Ryan Seacrest has one. Should I go on? Never use a real name.
Why you gotta be so mean? Continue.
Positivity, you're right. And I actually
Better
do.
than the Spacey joke.
That's number 5.
I love it all. Take risks.
Yeah. So I was asked to be one of the two speakers when he got that honor. And the other speaker was Quentin Tarantino, who directed him in Pulp Fiction.
Give it a watch.
I, on the other hand, had never met Christopher Walken.
15.
But I'm invited to be one of the two speakers.
So was this nerve-wracking for
I
you?
felt
or-
horrible for him.
Right.
They should have somebody.
Like, do you have any real friends that want to do this?
So I said to the person, never tell me how many people weren't available before you came to me. A call from the button, heads up action, very exciting. And then I did the
All right,
impression at
buddy.
the ceremony in front of him. The press went crazy and he bent over laughing.
Excellent.
And I was a made man in that moment.
And now you're super close friends.
And now, yeah, and Jamie and I, my better half, went
20.
and saw him on Broadway. He did a McDonough play, Behanding in Spokane.
I
A
thought
Went
McDonough
backstage.
play, nice.
Spoke with him in the dressing room. You
When,
just don't want to make small talk with Christopher Walken.
when did you start doing voices?
The first one I did was in high school.
Check.
It was the football coach, who had a very distinctive voice.
You got it.
Was he were you on the team or you just?
Oh no, please. The Jew was selling concessions. I was not actually on the team. And as a football high school coach, he was not terribly pleased that someone on campus was mocking him. I found out the most unusual way he was not a fan.
Gym teachers usually have a great sense of humor.
I was in the quad with the other students. Someone came up from behind me and got me into a headlock. And it was the coach. He whispered in my ear, I heard about it, and I don't think it's funny. And I remember as I was passing out, I was thinking, I could probably learn how to do Marlon Brando, right?
Cut to 20 years later, Brando's got him in a headlock.
What are the chances that fat bastard's going to chase me down the street, get me into a headlock?
Slow down.
This is my impression of a commentator who's
There it is.
really never going to say anything.
He can't get you now, that's for sure.
The two of us?
You and Phil.
I will check.
Just the two of us.
Let's see, I can raise 20 and just take it.
No, definitely not.
I'll check.
All I can
But
offer
we
is
may or
musical. I can only offer
Let's break.
musical.
Let's have a handbrake out.
Anyway.
And of course, you were right. And then I caught top pair. You let that happen.
I caught something really nice too.
I like a good honest game.
where everyone just tells each other their hands.
Yeah, what I really like about Phil too is he's playing a 5-5 game like he would play
I
a
get second pair.
500-500
I'm
game.
going to check because I don't think I can bluff you right now.
Up.
Wow.
Look what happened.
See, now, if you didn't tell me you'd top
Tens
pair, and
the
if
bet.
I didn't believe you, I would. Oh, but
If we're going to do a civil, by the way,
I snap folded the jack. by the way.
raising the 20, of course, takes it
Yes,
down.
yeah.
So that's why there can't be any betting.
All right, so I had a question for both Kevin and Jason. So sitting with you guys here, you're like kind of idols for me in a way, right? Like one of the first people I ever saw do comedy.
And Malala, I'm assuming would be.
Third one, Malala. Just
Complete
the
the
strength
triumph.
of character there is just, it's inspiring. Who would be those guys for you?
Which guy?
So like
Our
to sit at a
heroes?
poker
Yes.
table, yeah, like who would be your comedy hero? Like, oh, I've seen every episode of this. I saw every short attention span theater that you were on back in the day.
You mean like stand-up comedy or just?
Or just
guys who
anyone that you would
babble?
Yeah, I
just
don't think
gush
he's
over.
gonna
And you're like,
narrow it
wow, I
down.
can't believe
You
I
guys
have
have to be Steve Martin fans.
Huge.
Very
Huge. His first album shot in my hometown at the boarding house, now Cobb's, a great comedy club.
He did his first HBO special, which
Oh.
went through the roof, and then he comes to Fairleigh Dickinson University,
Okay.
and the whole audience is like, the minute he comes out, do cat juggling, do small, and he goes, how many people here have HBO? and he had people come up and do his act.
Yeah.
He just went, come on up, you do the bit, you do it. It was a great night.
How many young people do you think have seen old Steve Martin?
I mean, I've seen very little of it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
would say
comedy,
this.
bit of a comedy
He
nerd.
wrote a phenomenal book called Born Standing Up that tells
Correct.
his actual
Yeah.
I own it.
story
I
that a
just
lot
haven't
of
read it.
people didn't
Great
know
book.
Yeah.
of how he actually broke that act
Yeah.
and how long he was on the road before he got to that act. The original arrow through the head and the
Yeah.
white suit.
Yeah.
To me, he is the Renaissance man of our planet.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I don't find many people disagreeing. He knows
Brilliant
art.
writer of books
Yes.
and
Yeah.
plays.
And he's written, his last album that he wrote every note himself, and that got an award. So, I mean, what hasn't he done?
Raised to 15.
He has Academy Awards. He has, I mean, everything you can do, right? He has
Yeah.
Tonys. He has
Bringing down the
Emmys,
house.
He has, like,
Is she bringing down the house?
pretty great.
Where he's
Queen
has
Latifah.
11 kids or
I
something.
don't know how he
She
got
probably
into
doesn't.
comedy.
Of course it is.
Oh, now I'm dropping names too. I texted Steve to watch this tonight.
Oh, you
Because
did?
I'd like to come and have him play.
He used to play in Johnny Carson's game.
Yeah, he was telling me.
Is he a
all
big
about
poker
that.
player?
Foolishly.
He loves the game.
Steve Martin is a great. I want to say he's a fantastic poker player.
I feel like
Played
we
with
got
him
about as
several
much of a
times.
shot at getting Johnny to play in this game as we got to get Steve Martin.
We've done 2 movies together, and I found him to be exceptional in every regard.
Every regard.
Every regard.
And I don't know. When I'm at dinner with him, sometimes I think he's just such an intellectual, right? And you're just like he's at dinner. He's a little, you know how it is. Some actors are quieter in person. He's quiet and just smart.
He's also a mountain biker.
A what?
He rides mountain bikes a lot.
He was a fairly good martial artist, from what I understand as well.
This is
I
getting
don't-
out of control. The banjo, mountain biker,
Yeah.
judo.
15, 15, 15.
That's because I
15.
love you.
It feels like you have an overpair to my big fat Jack.
Does it feel that way?
Yeah. Otherwise, why would you be better? Because you do love me.
I do very much.
By the way, that
Feels like kings.
was my name in high school.
But I've got one of those too.
Interesting.
I have to pay you, Shell.
That's a call.
I have a jack
Jack,
and I have a 9.
kicker. Oh, she does.
Oh, top two.
You flop 2, baby. You flop 2 pair.
Yeah.
Slow roll policy at the
Look
home
what
game.
happened.
You know what?
you're-
I don't want to piss him off.
Was that
No,
an
no, no, no,
intentional
no.
slow?
Please,
That was
please, please.
That was like an
Played
unintentional.
that beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh no. If it's all about intention. Yes. So if you intentionally slow roll,
He's going to the kitchen.
that's horrible.
Intent. You're right. Let's go to the rule book on
Oh, my
poker
God.
rules. Intent is a big part of everything.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that because you asked about comedy icon.
Wait, please wait. I'm so sorry. We have to go to
Go to
Tiffany.
commercial.
Tiffany, do you by any chance know what's going on after this game?
Why, yes, Joe Stapleton, I certainly do. We're going to keep this party going online with live stream coverage. Visit gardenspokernight.com for the viewing link or go straight to twitch.tv/PokerNightTV and watch it there. We'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. Bye, man.
Welcome back to Poker Night Live, where I am surrounded by a few good men.
wait,
Shelli Azoff and Phil Hellmuth. Just kidding, Phil. You're my favorite. You're all right. Phil
I
and
know you
have
love me. I know you love me.
We have a good relationship. Phil lets me take jabs at him, and then he comes on my TV show and makes it look really good. So thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get this game back going. Hey, guys.
What happened when we
You are very good at making fun of me.
We got a little raise going from the button from the guy who won the main event, and
Main
yet
event champion. Here we go.
Ooh, now that I will say, can I comment on the strength of a hand? I better not.
Can you actually tell me what you think? Because I can't formulate an opinion right now.
King 7, King 7.
Why is that? You having some problems over there,
Very,
buddy?
very many times.
Yeah.
I will check to the razor.
I don't play cash games much. I don't know what I'm doing. Check.
Fascinating.
Phil,
Check again.
this is the first time we've met, and I
But
don't
check too.
remember. I love that you did the positivity book. How did you
Oh,
get
there
there?
it is.
Because
Oh, there it
it
is.
wasn't quite what I had ever
I was
heard
looking for that
about
card.
you
You
being
bet into me?
Yeah, well,
that guy.
Image versus
What?
Yeah.
I can't. I got 2 pair.
I have a straight. I have the nuts.
damn it.
I have what Phil likes to call the nuts.
the
Try to
nuts.
trap me on
Ship-
Wowee.
Wowie.
Bad river,
I
bad.
got there the hard way.
Nice hand, Mr. Pollak.
Yeah, one of the
I
only
turn.
cards that Scott would pay off on.
The old check on the turn with the nuts.
Nut.
Textbook.
I got that from,
just
from
messed up.
Phil.
Yeah?
Check on the turn.
Trap
Not
bump?
dire straight
Let the
set.
young kid take a
Against
stab
the
at it?
button? You were supposed to bet.
No, I know, but yeah, you know.
And then I bet into you, which was a mistake.
Oh, you should have definitely
What did you
checked.
think about the...
The
what-
ace was great
what did
because
you-
now you can check raise him about 70. He's going to make the crying call.
You definitely... One more knuckle there, you're getting a nice chunk.
Well, I knew that,
I know.
and I felt, what if he takes pity on me and doesn't bet?
That
That was a genuine concern.
He did with me.
Yeah,
He
you
did
already
with
saw
me.
it happen.
I did see it.
I understand.
So I had to get something, and
I tried
did.
to bluff Jason Alexander.
I got the
didn't
min.
work.
They didn't fly.
No.
At least you made a straight.
I have to say I'm really impressed with your friends, your home game. I met a bunch of them yesterday. They came in here also and helped out with our dress rehearsal. One of your friends, Angel, was like, what happens, Stapes, what happens when you go broke? And I'm like, well, I either got to sit out or get my own money in there. He goes, I tell you what, I'll back you for the season. And offered me a very generous staking arrangement.
He might,
Can I guess which
He might
friend?
not be very smart.
No, I know.
I don't have any.
I'm up, look, I'm up
You must
15,
have
I'm up 15.
probably the richest one.
Check.
The more I think
I'm up,
of it.
I'll check.
I'm up 15 whole dollars right now.
I
So
will never lie to you. I don't have that either.
I don't
I'll
have that
also
either.
check. You get anything, you should
Don't think
play
I have
it.
that again.
I don't have that either.
Nope, don't have any of them.
So unless my 9 holds up,
I got a jack. I win your
you
5.
win.
wait, 9 high doesn't win?
No, not in this game. It's strange.
Unbelievable.
It's all mine, babe. It's all
Omaha,
mine.
that would have killed.
So Shelli, you
Yes,
asked me
I
to
did. Yeah, I did.
reconcile. You
Yeah, I
asked me
did.
to reconcile
It-
positivity with poker brat,
Yes, because it's not quite the image.
which is a fair question.
that-
And that's
I-
been a lot of poker players' questions. It's a fair question,
Yeah.
Phil.
a very fair question.
You are not,
Especially as Poker Brett, the autobiography came out in August, and I hadn't had a book in 8 years. But the book I was meant to write is Positivity, and I've been meaning to write this since 2000. But I always thought I'd do the autobiography first, so it just got, so the minute the autobiography comes out, it's a very strange thing that I wrote this Positivity book so quickly and had it out by February 8th. So I just feel like it was,
When you have choice words for a fellow poker player after their play, what?
Which time?
Yeah, where's the positivity? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. Yeah, I think we're on the same page here. We want answers.
it's a very fair question, I feel like. It's me in the moment and not being able to control it.
You're
And
He,
competitive.
so-
he is positively freaking out.
So I would lose it, and the whole poker world said, Phil, you're not going to write for us anymore. You're not going to be in the sport anymore unless you control yourself. I couldn't do it. And then in 01, they came to me and they said, Phil, please don't control yourself for your good ratings. and I made the guys
Yeah.
speak out loud. The World Poker Tour head Steve Lipscomb, I said, be more specific. He said, we don't mind if you lose it. We like it. It's good for ratings.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I just went with it. But I have tried to control myself. I've never been able to do it. It's from those poker brat moments growing up where
as I
I would
say,
lose to
not
my
as I
brothers
do.
and sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I would lose to my brothers and sisters, but just because I lose it, are you there? Do you see that I apologize to everybody every time I lose it?
They don't
I'm
always
notorious
show
for
that.
that.
They don't always show
I don't
that.
think they
Actually,
I don't remember seeing that.
Did you know he was empathetic afterwards?
Actually,
I don't know.
In your fair, I have actually heard people say that many times.
I have a great
Yes,
story
he
about.
loses in the moment. He always comes back. He's a gentleman afterwards.
I always apologize, and in poker I have a reputation as a really nice guy, but
I agree.
I thought when I was labeled the bad boy in 05 that by 07 they would understand that's not me. You know, I'm not this bad guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
11 years
Right.
later, we're still in the dark.
No, but I thought by 07 they'd know it. Now we're in 2018 and they still don't know it. It's kind of brutal.
Phil apologizing
100.
to people really messed me up one time.
Stapes in good
Uh,
shape.
my first job in poker was a tournament reporter. I was making $500 a week. I was just had no money, and Phil had this unbelievable blow up
70.
call.
Ace Queen.
Ace
Like
7.
Ace Jack. I feel like
Oh,
two
you-
pair the way he's smooth calling.
Phil has this absolute blow up, which he might have now.
What did you
Read.
call
Hold on, yeah.
What?
Hold on. read
Wait,
your
think
own
of the
chapter,
bathroom
read your
mirror.
own chapter.
Think of the bathroom mirror.
Read.
Damn it! All right, it's okay. It's positivity now.
What was the bet on the flop?
See, look at
50?
this. This
I got
isn't
40.
entertaining.
Let him know I had it.
I thought it was
I let him know I had it.
If I may, I laid down ace deuce. That was the case ace that came on the flop. I had respect to lay down my ace deuce.
Sure.
But he on the flop.
Yeah.
Ace 7 on the other hand.
He doesn't know how
who
to
also
play.
had
Wait, you
a
folded an
lousy
ace on the
counter.
flop? That's a
Wouldn't you
terrible
bet the 100
fold.
on the turn?
Oh no, it should have folded on before.
Kevin, you
pre-flop.
were
Yes,
like
pre-flop
a
fine.
professional poker player. I already know this about you. You make the right lay. I already know this.
Did you see him when he played on TV with the
Joe's a
the pros?
commentator. He watches the kids, and every time they hit an ace, they give me their stack for no reason. So he has to like, oh, I have an ace 7. I call.
I'm just gonna stack my chips.
Do you know how Kevin busted the main event in 2000?
I heard it's something horrific.
2012, day 5, late day 5, shortly before I had felt in Negrano on the feature table. Went down queens against queens.
Oh,
I
right,
actually
yeah.
heard that one. That was,
Which, by the way,
right.
single
I don't
best
know
way to
that
go
one.
out. Because you get nothing but empathy. Somebody hears that story, they don't go, you overplayed ace queen, you're an
Didn't
idiot.
mess up.
Right.
Yeah, right.
They just feel horrible for you.
That's
I mean,
true.
if you gotta go, you gotta go, right?
It's really funny. Someone told that story yesterday, and then someone went, they would go, Kevin went out queens versus queens, and someone went, was it a flush?
Race 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so this
get that
story
guy
is,
in the game?
yeah, this story is, so Phil bust, it's my first time covering poker.
No, wait. You just put a bad beat on me. I'm steaming and fuming right now.
This is a story that makes you look really good.
Okay, good. Go.
Story makes you look really good.
Go. Perfect.
So, I'm my first time covering poker. I'm a poor intern. Phil busts out of this tournament in spectacular fashion. I believe a chair was involved. It got knocked over, possibly thrown. I don't know what it is. And then Phil storms off. And Phil had been eating a bag of mini Oreos at the table.
Right.
And he left the Oreos behind. Now,
Left them behind so you know he's coming back.
Well, I don't know he's coming back because I didn't know he comes back
Nobody
to
leaves-
apologize.
nobody
and
leaves
I'm
behind
like,
many Oreos.
How do you not?
Phil's never coming back. In fact, I think he got a penalty the next day for this exit of the tournament. And so me, this poor little intern, I
Have you
picked
never
up.
not come back and apologized? I think it's happened every time.
Yes, but I was new. It was
Every
my
time.
first.
Every time.
Right.
Even, but they never. The cameras don't show that. Of
course.
They show
That's
the
how you
15
don't
minutes
know.
I
And
lose
that
it.
is how I don't
And then we
know.
have
Yeah, I
tens of
can see
millions
those.
of views of those clips on YouTube, and everybody thinks Phil's a jerk.
So I don't
Which
know.
at the table sometimes act like a jerk. That's
Phil
fair.
comes back. So I pick up this bag of Oreos because I'm starving. And I start finishing Phil's Oreos. 2 minutes later, Phil comes back to shake everyone's hand, and he finally finishes, and he looks at me, and I'm like, with his Oreos. I'm eating Phil's Oreos, and I'm like, oh boy, that's it. My poker career is over. And he just looks at me and goes, it's okay, man. It's fine. And that was my first ever personal encounter with you. And he's been just as generous to me
Of course.
ever since.
Still good with the Oreos.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
my
sweet.
question.
Still
We're
I'm still
starting
starving.
to change that like 03 bad boy thing. Finally, it's.
Change
This
the
was-
conversation.
This was 05.
Get out from under in front of it.
See, this is an ace, and I'm just gonna.
That's what you do when you know you're out kicked.
You just
You
let
get
it
the hell
go.
out of the hand.
Why are you
I
telling
have to call. I have to call one time. If I don't improve, I'm not calling all the way down.
But it's just $40 you're throwing away.
I'm throwing away my pre-flop money if I don't call when I hit an ace. What am I calling pre-flop if I'm going to fold when an ace hits?
That's how you fold an ace with no kicker. Right
Yes.
there. For $15.
I understand.
For
Incorrect.
15, which
You
by
guys,
the way,
you guys.
he just made.
And by the way, that was
Just say
blind
sorry.
against blind. No one else can fold that.
No one's putting you
You
on
don't know
an
if
ace.
you're right yet. I mean, he's an actor.
No one's putting you on an ace the way that no one was putting
me.
me on an ace when it was blind against blind.
Correct.
I bumped it a nickel.
I really hope you have like 4 high there and just.
He just said he had
You
it beat.
wanted me to bluff him in
He
that?
said, what? Yeah, I wanted you to bluff Hellmuth on TV, yeah.
Yeah, I
And then lie to
want
him
you
and
to
tell
bluff
him.
Hellmuth on TV.
I already did.
15.
Nice one, Shelly.
No one can accuse me of making a bad call now when I raise.
I want you to try to bluff me.
I mean, eventually, but right this move.
Man, I'm just a little tilted after that. All right. This is more.
I'll give it back. It's fine.
You have me just a little
I actually
tilted.
played poker against you one other time in my life. There was like a tag team tournament one time I played.
Oh man, was that at Caesars?
At Caesars,
Jerry
yeah.
Buss was on my team.
20.
And
What a lovely man. You guys knew Jerry.
Yes.
What an amazing man.
And
He was
his
a great
daughter,
guy. He
Jenny,
did my
is,
podcast when I was.
Jeannie is also terrific. Do you know Jeannie?
I love
feel like I have a-
Jeannie and I have been like sending a few like tweets to each other.
I gotta see one.
Linda Rambus?
Mr. Alexander.
Linda and Kurt Rambus, great people.
Gotta see one.
Great people.
Jerry was like,
Check.
anytime I was in LA, I could just go sit in the box with him, and he was just the nicest
I
guy
don't know you well
ever.
enough, Joseph.
You know I call with
We-
not such
in
great hands. So if you have something good,
1978,
keep betting I fold.
They wanted to book the Eagles at the Forum. We're
Yes.
back to the Eagles.
Like that.
And they gave us floor seats.
And Jerry owned the Forum at that point.
He owned the Forum.
Thank you, brother.
That was how we got the floor seats for the Lakers.
Nice.
Because they wanted the Eagles.
Nice.
Can I say one more loving, supportive thing of Steve Martin? Because I really can't say
Yes.
enough good things.
He's liable to watch this, so let's pile it on.
Well,
Oh,
No, he's a great guy. You would say it anyway.
yeah, but I mean, So I was asked to be a part of the 120th anniversary of Carnegie Hall. It was a big tribute night. Steve and his band did a tribute to Earl Scuggs, and Bette Midler did a tribute to Sophie Tucker. Sting did a tribute to the Beatles, and I was asked to do a tribute to Lenny Bruce, which is to learn one of his bits and come out and do an impression of him, which I'd never done before. But Steve told his pal James Taylor
Of Lenny Bruce to do it?
of Lenny Bruce, who was hosting it. I had worked with this guy in movies. He does voices. Maybe he can. So it leads to me saying, yes, of course, whatever you need. And Steve saying, I'll help you pick the routine. But also, more importantly, once we got to rehearsal, he said, I should come out, not only introduce Kevin, but stay with him a little bit and ask him to do some other impressions that the audience will know. Like Christopher Walken or Alan Arkin. I can't believe I stood there like an idiot with this man. This man! Anyways, and protect me. And then he would walk away and he suggested a lighting change, and then I would begin. That sort of beautiful support, I'd never experienced it before from a fellow professional or just,
it doesn't happen
like
often.
another.
does it?
I mean, it was beautiful.
And he kisses very tenderly.
Well,
Appreciate the story, guys. Another commercial break. So sorry. We'll be back with more poker from the usual suspects, including Todd Hockney. Remember him? No? Okay, bye.
How would you like to play against the pros on national TV? Download now to play and win. It's absolutely free to play.
Hates it.
Welcome back to Poker Night Live. Coming up this week, I host our brand new live stream show, Gardens Poker Night. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific, you can catch live celebrity poker action. Head to gardenspokernight.com for more information, including our celebrity lineups and a viewing link. But for now, it's back to our host, Joe Stapleton.
Friend and the wife that gets
Thank
back
you,
together.
Tiffany Michelle. Well, we were closing in on the home stretch. Who is down the most, and is it more or less than Jason's last residual check?
It is less, and it's, I think I'm down the most, right? I'm the only one under the original start.
I'm
I think
definitely
you and I
down
just
120. I mean, I
Yeah,
was up
I'm
100,
down.
feeling good.
Let's not talk about Phil's.
Feeling good, and then somebody hit a 7 on me. And
Phil's stack is experiencing shrinkage.
Here you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.
I got it.
all right, action's on me. I am folding.
It was a Seinfeld
Yeah.
reference. Here we go.
Yeah.
Joe is
that
up
was
the most by
Seinfeld?
overplaying.
I always got made fun. Thanks a lot, Jason, because I always got made fun of for my wallet.
Can't call
I-
it
Oh, I had the big wallet, too.
Yeah.
You're exactly like me.
Well,
You have to go slam the dishes around. I knock chairs over and swear.
And leave
Allegedly.
behind Oreos.
when the poker gods
Oh,
reward
no, not me.
bad play, it makes me nuts.
Are you referring to A7?
I am referring to A7.
Do you know that my
That's a lay down on the flop.
my
Are you?
first year?
Did you think
You're
you were?
crazy.
Did you think you were the only one that hit the ace?
No, of course not.
If
But
you thought he hit the ace, you knew he had a better kicker.
you can't fold it. Once you hit an ace there, you can't fold it.
I
Phil,
did.
even Phil will tell you that.
I just folded 3 hands
did
later.
because
I
I was
folded an
behind
ace
and
for
I knew I
15
was
bucks.
behind.
With an ace
Incorrectly.
I had an ace in the river, no bets, and I still folded.
Incorrectly.
Nobody would have
Can
folded
you
down
talk
the
some
planet.
sense to
So
these guys, please.
Yeah, I will. I got you.
Okay.
He doesn't
Joe
play
doesn't
poker that
understand.
often.
He's
He
not
doesn't
gonna
know what
win
he's
this one.
doing.
Stop it.
First year I'm playing the World Series. My starting table, Phil Gordon.
Who?
Phil Gordon.
15.
And
The better Phil, if you ask me.
and I have pocket fives. He's got a 10 something.
Call.
And the flop, 2 10s on the board. So he's got trip 10s. He's betting I call. He's got me all the way. And I chased him all the way to the river, going, this is ridiculous. But something said to me, there's another 5 coming. There's another 5
Your
coming.
quad 5?
There it is.
Yeah,
No,
just
my
came.
check 5.
There it is.
Give me a full house.
Check.
I have pocket 5s. So I go all the way to the river, and he makes a big bet.
40.
I raise him, and he calls because he can't believe it, and I show him
Big
what I
bet.
got. Ballistic.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're
I
an
mean,
idiot.
Right? And I said to the minute it happened, I said, Phil, I am so sorry. I
Fun's
know
good.
it's stupid play. I'm telling you, I had this
a
unbelievable
feeling.
premonition that the 5 was coming.
'Cause
And
like the
and I
Lord speaking
made
to
my
Moses
commitment to go
through
chase
the
it.
burning
And it
bush.
came. I'm
You would've
so
been in the
sorry. I'm so
kitchen.
sorry.
Yeah.
For the next 3 hours, he could not let it
to
go.
be fair, Phil Gordon put a lot of beats on us on the way up.
And now, to
before
his
he was a
credit,
player.
he came back after dinner and he said, "I completely apologize." Blah blah blah. It couldn't have been nicer.
Phil Gordon
But I
is a
mean,
nice guy.
But you know, that's the only time I've ever had somebody of note go off on me. It was frightening. It was really frightening. Well, I'm in his field. You know, I'm doing his thing.
My wife tells me that like I have a bigger impact on people than I understand.
For sure.
She's right. And
Certainly
so
at a
that's
poker
why-
table, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So when I'm like, people are like cowering, and I don't see it.
15.
All I can see is red. You know, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have played that hand.
obvious.
You shouldn't have hit that 7. You shouldn't have hit that jack. Whatever it is.
He doesn't see it, Scott. He doesn't see the effect he has on
Yeah, he
people.
doesn't have any clue that all his kids are sitting there watching him, you know.
Oh, the kids love it. The kids laugh at me now. Your generation, when I go off, they're like this.
Yeah, they try to make him do it, and I don't like that. I don't like it when people
I
try
like
to upset
that. I
Phil.
like it. If you're gonna
You
go
like
off
it,
and lose
fine.
it, and they laugh
No,
at
it's
you,
definitely
that's a
better when it
perfect
was
response.
Authentic.
It's authentic, but their responses are, "Psh, there's Philly can't handle himself. I love him, but
when you and Adam Levy got into it back in the day. you
20.
remember
Adam Levy
Leading
and I
for
are
20.
I
Get along
felt that
great.
coming.
that? No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it was poker.
There you go. Kind of like you
Lead
felt
out
that
into my
5.
pot and get a call. I
That
gotta go
extra
away.
5.
I genuinely feel terrible that
You played Queen 10.
some of my idols think are mad at me for sucking out on Phil.
What's your favorite hand, Kevin?
20.
You have a favorite hand?
20 with a 2
Never a good idea to
sevens
tell
out
during. I have found
If your favorite hand's aces, you can tell people.
on the.
I'll go there with
well,
you.
clearly you're asking for the dummy hand that
Right.
I like.
Right.
Yeah,
Not aces. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for 9 jack suited.
Okay.
I'm the 10-8 suited guy.
It's a go.
See?
10-8.
Same
Give me
diff.
the 10-8.
Go.
This is going to be
Yeah, no, I
money
don't have
towards
one.
Shelly's stack.
I like them all.
You're
Yeah, I like
scaring me
them all.
now. You scared me. Will you show me?
5-7 suited,
will.
4-6 suited,
I'll
I
let
gotta
you
think
have
of
it.
one.
10-8's a good one.
I guess ace deuce offsuit is probably.
Any port in a store.
I had a 9 as
Now.
well, but I didn't have a second
did he show?
pair. 9
I had 2 pair on the flop.
9s and 2s.
I felt he hit that screwy flop.
He had a 9 by the end of it. Just 9s.
I also had a 9.
What kicker?
Wouldn't it have been nice if I had a 7?
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Queen.
Oh, you would
Queen.
have won it then.
A queen, yes. But I had a feeling he had that 7. Much like the feeling that he was going to get that other 5, but not quite. But not quite.
That's a weird dynamic. Sometimes someone makes a big bet because they know they have it, and then you read them because you know they have it, and you fold a stronger hand
Right.
than they.
Right. That's
I don't like that.
playing against new players or inexperienced players. You're like, I know you love your hand. I just don't know if you even know what a good hand is.
Why do you love it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this table, but in years past, someone would have Queen 10, and
You just limped in, Phil?
they'd go crazy with
He
it.
did,
I'm not even,
yeah.
and
Five.
somehow they'd flop a
Family.
pair, and all of a sudden, all this money is in the middle with the board's 10-3 deuce, and you have jacks, and you're scared because they think they have the nuts.
Honestly, I can't play with people that don't know how to play because I won't go crazy, but I start festering inside when they, and then they always end up hitting it in the river.
There's the evolution of a poker player where, like, at first you hate playing with people who don't know how to play, and then eventually you're like, no, I love it. Even though they're going to suck out of me sometimes, I actually really love playing
Long
with people.
term.
You just have to have enough money to keep rebuying until they stop sucking out on you.
So that, remember I was going to tell you the story about the first time I went to this tournament.
Yeah.
Small tournament, a little closer to home. And the televised poker thing, it just really started to become a thing. Sit down at the table, first hand. Small blind, big blind, fold, call, fold, raise. This guy goes, serious. He goes, what? I don't know what everybody has. We went,
Now, when you say
what?
this guy, clarify that I wasn't actually.
Not this guy. I don't know what everybody has. We go, what are you talking about? He goes, on TV, you see what everybody has. He thought we were just betting on what would come, that we all knew what everybody had. And I thought, well, that's kind of brilliant. Why wouldn't he know that? If he learned off of the TV set, why wouldn't he know that?
It reminds me of sometimes you'll be sitting at a poker table and a guy will stroll by, like in a casino, like this one, and someone will stroll by and go, is this the all-in game? And you're like, yeah, it is. It's definitely the all-in. Please come have a seat here at the all-in game.
Yeah.
Let us show you how to play. Okay, why not? Let's, I'll just limp. That was fun last time.
I'm going to raise to 20.
Okay.
Punish him.
I knew she
Punish him, Shelly.
Shelly.
I'm tough.
Punish the
Be
limp.
careful. Be careful. Look at you.
All right.
God, you are playing so good.
You know, I'm an award-winning Magic Castle magician.
Well, I did not
Yes,
know that.
I mean, whatever.
I would love to
2007
come
Bottom
see
Magician of the
I would
Year.
love to come see
You'll
you
never
do
see
that.
me do it again. I was scared to death.
Wait,
I did it as a
What I have.
You performed at the Magic Castle?
I did when they were
Check.
having financial trouble. I did a week. I hadn't done magic since I was a teenager.
How can I?
I'm getting there finally.
Yeah.
Check.
And I did a good act. I won Parlor Magician of the Year.
You know what?
That's
Can you
fantastic.
beat a queen?
I think almost the nut low. Yeah. I have almost the worst hand imaginable.
Dang it, Shelly, you bluffed me.
Well played. The Magic Castle is one of those places that it never gets old.
Very good. Very good.
Here, let's
so
do-
cool.
And yet it's
Thank
always
you.
old.
That's
Yes.
Always
It's
old
ancient.
and out of step.
Yes.
And yet it is really cool and really chic.
You never turn down an opportunity to go to the Magic Castle.
No. Anytime you want to
Uncle
go.
Lovitz calls with, what was it?
Like 11.
4 or 5 offsuit.
4 or 5 off.
I fold the king now.
I limped.
He just felt like
A limp
no,
called.
no.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You do know, so for Joe, for a living, critiques people's poker play. So it's only fair that you
That's the reason I'm
guys
pointing it out.
More than fair.
No, for a living, I just make dumb movie references on television about poker. Occasionally, I will critique poker. By the way, if you guys don't know, the Magic Castle is this secret club in Los Angeles where magicians perform, and you have to get invited to go there. And the best part is they don't let you be on your phone while you're in there. That's
I brought my son to the Magic Castle. He was really into magic.
It's been around forever.
when he was
too.
Yeah.
Sunday brunch.
It was a big deal for
With
him.
Tobias.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to the
yeah, that was like the
Are we
secret
playing
society. or
the
whatever.
2-7 game?
No.
No.
No do 7.
I guess I'll fold them.
We established that ahead of time.
You call it the
Thank you for
2-7
letting me know what you had.
I wouldn't know how to play against that, by the way. I don't know
I
how to
would have
defend against
shoved. I
that
would
hand.
have shoved.
It
Our
really.
friend Antonio Esfandiari, the great pro, also known as the magician,
Right.
started out.
You betcha. He's very good.
I got him to do a trick live on the chat show that spun my brain like a dreidel. Yeah. Is there one you could do for us now?
I'll show you the first trick I ever learned.
Okay.
One in this hand, one in that hand. Boom. Oh, 1 second. Let's try it again.
This is part of it.
One in this hand, one in that hand. Smack them on the table. That one's gone, and they're both.
Hey, that is all right.
Come on.
How old were you when you learned that?
6.
Did you, Michael Caine? Can you say the
Did you
prestige?
make the mistake when you were 6?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And showed it many times.
Wait, you learned how to do that when you were 6?
Yeah. I was a complete. You did not. I don't know if you want to know me now. You did not want to know me when I was 6. I was not a.
Oh, don't be hard
Probably
on
would be
yourself.
a
Don't
creepy
be hard on
relationship.
yourself.
I was
to know
not.
At 6.
But yeah, do you know Derek Delgado? Have you seen him work?
I'm gonna check. We're very close to a
One half
commercial
of the
break. Just
team
to warn
that
you.
started
well,
at the
let's hurry
Geffen,
up.
and then
Let's
he
play
went back and
speed
did a
game.
solo
Okay.
at the Geffen that broke all records.
Check.
Check. I don't know what I have. I haven't
No,
looked
he's
yet.
a magician.
Check.
And it's,
10.
he may be the best
I'll call.
card handler.
Shoot, I got a queen.
I have no idea what I have. Here we go.
Philosophical.
I have a 10.
Esoteric magician. It's
Man, I play so bad.
You're so
so far beyond anything
Let's go to
anybody
commercial.
is playing. With Other than Teller.
Okay.
Sure.
I do have to take us to break. Not for a commercial this time. It's because I really want Shelli to listen to my demo tape. Okay? Can we do that?
Are you the Hawks? The Dubs?
A
What
star.
is your the Joe?
Are we away?
I wanted
I have to race to the restroom. Where would that be?
I wanted to go ahead.
5s is going to win.
I had an open-ended straight.
I was just being a big old bully.
Wow.
That was the last hand of the night. Big old bully.
draw.
Jason Alexander wins the absolute last hand of the night. You guys.
Pardon me.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Wow, I'm so bad at this.
Can we do a take 2 on that?
I'm so bad at this. You guys, it was Kevin
It
Pollak
was me doing my imitation of Kevin Pollak.
who wins our last hand of the night. I just want to say thank you to you guys for coming in.
I'll give you $500 for the charity.
Wow, Phil Hellmuth is going to make
Little
a $500
You're all good.
donation.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I want you.
Okay, really, guys, that's it. I got to close this show. I don't want to
Take
take away
your
from
wife
Phil's
out to
charitable
dinner.
efforts here, but
That's what I
I
want
just
you
want to say thank you so much to our guests, Phil Hellmuth Jr., Scott Blumstein, Jason Alexander, Shelli Azoff,
Wait,
Kevin
we're still
Pollak.
going to film for a few minutes, right?
We are
Rob's
done.
not-
No, that is it. I'm
Can we take
closing
a
the
photo
show,
with Johnny
guys.
Cage?
But Rob
Oh,
wants
yeah,
to
can we
play. I
have a
told
photo
Rob I'd
all
play.
together?
Rob is welcome to play here at the Gardens Casino, where you should come play as well. But for now, good night, my babies.
Yeah.
Wait.
With your phone?
Ken.